Alright, today we are going to make puppets out of cardboard. Our scissors, these things that are called brads. The other thing you could use is wire or paper clips. You could, this is a tie from I don't know, I get them when you buy new materials like wires or something. You have all these ties. So you can use these ties as well. It is cardboard. I like to keep cardboard and not throw it away, especially when there's a nice big flat area. So this is just from the cardboard box. Or if you don't have that, cereal boxes. So if you look at the inside of the cardboard from a cereal box, it is plain, so you can use this as well. Markers or pencils or color pencils, anything to create or draw with. I'm just going to use straight black marker to make it quick and easy. And we're going to create some puppets. I already made a sketch of two things I'm going to make into puppets, and I just wanted to make a couple notes for you guys. I do not like this body, so I'm going to change the body, and I'm going to clean up the head a little bit and change these feet. I don't like the feet either. Left, I think he's okay. You know, maybe I'll make better shoes or something, but for the most part, I kind of like him. So do a couple of sketches of two characters. So you want two characters. They can be human, animal, or whatever you want. And we're going to be making a puppet, so you're going to be creating both of these characters in cardboard puppets. You want them to be pretty large and don't work really tiny. And each part needs to be separate. So if I was to create this guy into a puppet, I would want his helmet to be one, and his head to be a second piece. His arm, now, unless I want his arms always to look like this, I would want to do them in 2 to 3 parts, depending on how elaborate you want to get. So at least this would be 1 and this would be 2, and I'm going to do that twice. Okay, I would want his body right here to be a third. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then again his legs, I would want them to be 2 separate parts at least. I can do more if I want to actually make him bend his knee, so I can make this leg 2 parts, and that would be 4. So that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you're gonna need about 11 parts per character. Now you could be more elaborate. I can make his eyes separate so I can actually move his eyes. Again, that's gonna be your choice. I'm not gonna throw these away because I might be able to use them. And then you can see my cardboard box. I want to cut these strips off because I don't want to accidentally draw on them. And if you draw where it's folded, then it's not going to be as sturdy when you put it together. To create my first character, this guy right here, I want to get his body size correct. Now you want him to be roughly 12 inches tall. You want these to be kind of big. This will be the whole full size of my character, okay? But I'm just going to use these in this position. Okay, so I'm going to draw the body, but I'm going to go into where the head would be. So I have a very basic shape for my guy, and I want this to be pretty big, so I'm going to draw it pretty big. For my character, you can see his head is about how I drew it. almost the same size. If I make his head the same size as his body, it'd be pretty large. You have lots of things in your house probably that you could find to trace if you need a perfect circle. My guy's head is a perfect circle, so I'm going to find something to trace. All right, so I have a nice little vase that I use as my candy jar. I'm going to take this, and I think this will be a pretty decent size head for this guy. So I'm going to take it here, and then I'm going to trace first with pencil because I don't want to draw black marker on my nice vase. Oh, look, I did it wrong. This is also why you want to do it in. And I'm going to put it on top of my body and see how it looks. Now I need to make some arms. So I have a shoulder-like piece. I'm gonna make this shoulder piece. And if I wanna make this shoulder piece, I wanna make sure, like right here, it looks like it's going behind. So I wanna make sure I do the full shape. I forgot. The shoulder piece should be a part of the upper arm. So use as much of the cardboard as possible. I only need 2 because I've only got 2 arms. So now I'm going to do the same thing for all the pieces. So I'm going to speed up this part of the video because it'd be very boring for you just to watch me trace this hand backwards the other direction. And then I will get a right hand and a left hand. You'll see that I'm working with big pieces. I'm not working with little tiny pieces. So now let's see what it looks like. I have my body, my head, 1 arm, 2 arms, 3 arms. His arms could probably be a lot shorter because he doesn't really have, his legs aren't going to be super long, so. So there's my upper arm and shoulders, and my lower arm and hands. Again, I might make my hands a little bit smaller, but they look pretty good. And I'm guessing about how wide I want his legs to be, which is about, oh, look at, I almost got that perfect, which is about the same size as his upper, but a tiny bit smaller. So I'm going to make a couple little marks. So I know how much smaller it is. And I'm just going to measure with my fingers. His legs and feet are smaller than his body, so I'm going to bring it here. So I roughly want his legs and feet to end down here. Now I could do this in pencil first, or I could just go straight into my marker. Because I'm daring, I'm just going to go straight into my marker. Remember, we want these to be 2 pieces so he could either walk or not. So I'm either going to be drawing the legs like this, you know, with the foot, or I got to figure out maybe I draw it like this so that this part can move and this part can move. stuff I need to draw. All right, so I'm just going to draw a line down the center. If I had a ruler, I would use a ruler, but I don't. So I'm just going to use a piece of this cardboard. That looks roughly like the center. Okay, and then I'm going to think about where is his knees going to go, maybe here. And then I'm going to draw a line inward towards his knee. I'm not going to do this side because I'm going to draw this and cut it out, and then I'm going to trace it. So I want this to be a little bit longer because if I want the legs to be able to go, so I'm going to draw this a little bit longer and then draw a straight line across. And then I'm going to draw a straight line down. All right, so we don't want to do the same mistake I did the last one with the arm. So I'm going to flip it, and it looks like his shoe on this side is going to be a little bit smaller, but that's okay. Nobody's going to be actually measuring my shoes. Okay, so then there are his legs, and his shoes, or her, I think it's a boy. And then I have his upper body. So I have his feet, his upper body, which I think I want his legs to be much shorter. I kind of like how short they are in the drawing, and I didn't make them quite that short here. So, you know, I like this wideness that they have, which is that part's going to go behind him. So I think I'm going to cut his legs off. They are too long. Get out of here. And I have all these scraps of cardboard that I can just make new shoes and make his shoes. Okay, like that. And then I have a head. Arm, an arm, and a hand, and another hand. Switch those thumbs around. You'll notice I haven't drawn any design on my puppet yet, and I'm still kind of getting the basics of my character. And looking at my character, I still think his body is maybe too big. And rather than cutting his legs, more cutting, I'm just going to turn them upside down. Now he's got like big bell bottoms on. Okay, so there is my character.